Welcome back here to Big 12 Football Media Days, live from Frisco, Texas. Jackson Schneider visiting now with Mr. David Epps, CEO of the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl and Aflac kickoff game as well. Probably we might want to start there, Mr. Epps, because the college football season is officially here with Big 12 Football Media Days, and that's maybe the biggest kickoff event there is.
Isn't it great to be here talking about college football finally?
Absolutely.
I mean, World Cup's fine, but here we are. Let's talk about the sport that really matters to us. I'm with you. These media days sort of kick off the downhill run, and we're really excited about being here. Obviously, Baylor is a team that's going to be playing in our Aflac kickoff game this year and hosting a quarterfinal playoff in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. You know, the runway's wide open. We could end up with a couple of Big 12 teams in Atlanta this year.
Absolutely. And, last year, I've got my pamphlet here kind of to remind me because it feels like it was so long ago with the football season. I'm so glad that it's quickly coming. But two incredible football programs, one that was on the rise meteorically, ends up winning the national championship in Indiana, and then also Oregon last year. And then you come back this year with Baylor and Auburn, two more very exciting programs. Just tell us a little bit about how you and your organization have been able to build these games into such big spectacles and be such a big part of college football, both with the playoff and with the kickoff of the season.
Well, I appreciate you asking that. We feel like Atlanta, and we'll unashamedly claim that we're the capital of college football with everything that happens, College Football Hall of Fame, our bowl game, et cetera, et cetera. And part of that is a commitment of the city and the business community to invest in college football and what it can do for you as a community. So you look at Atlanta, and we've got all these fan bases. It's such a major, it's the capital of the South. So all the P4 conferences have huge alumni bases. So we've always just looked at what opportunities exist. In some cases, it's a head coach, a Dabo Sweeney, a Nick Saban, a Dan Lanning, who says, hey, we'll play anybody, anywhere, anytime. In other cases, as the evolution of scheduling has gone over the past couple of years, you have coaches who say, what we'd really rather do is play an opponent that we can beat, but we will take a game from our home stadium and move it to Atlanta, which is what we did with the Baylor-Auburn game. Yeah. Last year, Auburn came to Baylor, and then we talked to Auburn about moving this game to Atlanta. And ultimately, it becomes an opportunity for both schools to be on a little bit of a higher, more visible stage.
Yeah.
When you're playing 3:30 Eastern on ABC, it gives both programs a chance to have something to shoot for and aim for. It's a great opportunity, especially as a coming out party for both of these programs. And so for us, we're just trying to put together something that's compelling, that the fans will enjoy, that our city will enjoy, and that ultimately will make some impact on the community.
Well, you've made a ton of impact on the community. I mean, I was looking through some of the numbers, very quickly approaching $1 billion in economic impact and record-breaking impact this past year, $63.2 million. And that doesn't even include millions and millions in charitable endeavors as well. So tell us a little bit about the investment in community, especially in and around Atlanta, that games like this can really make a difference.
Yeah, it's people always want to they want to fall back on people do X, Y, Z for money. It's all about the money. It's all about the money. Our perspective is it can be about the money, but that money can go on to create some very good results. And so we like to say that if we do well, we can do good. And so we're going to continue to do good in our community, whether that's childhood cancer awareness and research, whether that's investing in our public school system, which we do, American Red Cross. We endow scholarships at, I think it's 40 universities across the country now. So we take really seriously the opportunity to turn college football into something more than college football. And, when you do that, everybody wants to get in the boat with you. And so in the city of Atlanta, we have phenomenal partners who all realize we can impact our communities. And at the end of the day, there's also the economic impact that you mentioned. So aside from all the good you can do, you can also move the needle economically for the businesses who are just looking to drive revenues.
Now, looking at this coming season, like we mentioned, Baylor and Auburn, Saturday, September 5th to kick off the season, but then the big game in the college football playoffs, the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. and all these big things still to come because college football is ever growing and such. There's always what's big, what's next. So I'll ask you that, what's big, what's next with you guys this coming season?
Well, the key in all this, as you've alluded to, is flexibility,
Mhm.
right? If college football has taught us one thing over the past 5 years, it's that you got to be nimble. You got to be willing to flex with the way things change. So I think for us, we like to say that we're not trying to fix the floor. We're trying to raise the ceiling. And to us, that means making sure that whatever college football needs to be successful, we can answer the bell.
Yeah.
And if that means, I mean, our customers are the CFP, the conference commissioners, the university presidents, the head coaches, the fans, and the media. We've got to make college football playoff work for all of us because we all know how special the game is, how unique the game is. And if we're not careful, we're going to deviate so far from that, we're never going to get it back. So our role going forward is to make sure that we serve those constituencies, to make sure that we're preserving what's amazing and unique and traditional about college football.
I like it. That's one of the things that I think a lot of people are worried about, is losing rivalries and tradition and all the important things that make this sport so unique and special. So having someone that's there fighting for the good, I guess, for some of the fans there has to be refreshing. But to kind of wrap up with you, tell us a little bit about, the college football playoff, specifically that game this last year. I mean, you had the eventual national champion involved in your game. How much fun is it to be involved in something like that?
It's amazing. As a college football fan, first and foremost, sometimes you just pinch yourself and say, I'm standing here at a national semifinal and I'm in the middle of this. The two runs stick out at me. One was the LSU run in 19, and then, of course, Indiana this past year. And those two teams were both buzzsaws. You just didn't want to run up against them. And to be part of that, you felt like you were something special going on. And to be on that sideline last year and to see what had been created. And I sort of followed Indiana through the whole playoff. I went to the Rose Bowl where they played Alabama, then in our game, and then went on to watch them in the national championship. I can't believe anybody was in the state of Indiana because those guys, they took every ticket, every seat, everything. And I consider myself blessed to be able to do what I do, be a part of what I do. And watching a run like that in person last year was really unique because that's one of those seasons we'll all be talking about for decades.
Yeah, absolutely. And, the fun part for me is seeing a team like Indiana kind of come out of nowhere to accomplish something like that. And we're sitting here with, 16 Big 12 schools getting ready for a season, trying to convince themselves that they could be the next Indiana playing, to make a run like that and play in a college football playoff or a semifinal, win a national title, all the things. So it kind of helps me get reinvested and re-excited for what's still to come because such an exciting sport that we get to talk about here today.
Well, you saw with Arizona State in our game 2 years ago against Texas.
How could I forget?
I mean, there's no reason for Big 12 to put itself back of the line. We don't have the opportunity to be one of the, quote, big dogs. I mean, this conference has done amazing things, reconstituting itself over the past 5 years. And in the NIL era, a obstacle becomes an opportunity. And there's no reason for all the people who follow Big 12 football to not be excited about the future of it.
Absolutely. Again, David Epps, CEO of the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, and of course the Aflac kickoff game coming up, Baylor and Auburn to kick off the season September 5th. Before I let you go, being involved with the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, I have to ask maybe the most important question of this interview. What is your Chick-fil-A order?
I'm a spicy sandwich guy. Okay. Spicy sandwich, large lemonade, light ice, and waffle fries.
Good answer. I like it. Thank you very much, David, for the time today. Really appreciate getting to visit with you and talk some football today.
My pleasure. Good luck.
David Epps from the Aflac kickoff game and, of course, the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. We will take a quick break here on ESPN Wichita and be back with more right after this.